How would you like it if you could withdraw money from your portfolio indefinitely and its value would not decrease? You could enjoy your retirement life to the fullest and not worry about money. That's what I want to talk about today. Welcome to the Invest with Jiri channel, where I cover everything about money from savings to investing to capital protection. If you are interested in these topics, subscribe and give me a bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. Today I will talk about the 4% rule and how it applies to withdrawals from our retirement portfolio. Let's get to it. What is the 4% rule and how do you use it? The 4% rule is based on withdrawing 4% of the value of your portfolio each year as regular income without depleting your invested money. For the rule to work, investors should have a sufficient diversified portfolio and its value should be high enough that the annual withdrawal of 4% will cover their monthly living expenses. How did the 4% rule come about? William Bengen introduced the concept of the Safe Withdrawal Rate and proposed the 4% rule as a safe withdrawal rate from an investment portfolio during retirement. His work was published in 1994 and has since become an important contribution to financial planning and investment strategies in retirement. This rule is based on historical stock and bond market returns over the past few decades. Bengen used historical data on US stock and bond market returns from 1926 to 1976 to simulate the course of a retirement plan over a period of time. What did Bengen find with his research? Bengen found that investors could maintain their retirement portfolios if they withdrew 4% of the initial value of their portfolio each year and indexed those withdrawals for inflation. Bengen's study became the starting point for further research and analysis that examined the effectiveness of the 4% rule and the relationship between retirement income and investment returns. A simple example of portfolio withdrawals using the 4% rule. Suppose you have a portfolio with an initial value of $1 million and it grows in value by 10% each year, which is the average estimated appreciation of the S&P 500 index without accounting for inflation. 3% is attributable to inflation, 3% is retained for portfolio growth, and 4% you take out for your own retirement spending. You will get an annual income of $40,000, it's $3,300 per month, which should cover all the expenses you need to live in retirement. Easy, fast and effective, right? What are the disadvantages of 4% rule? As the saying goes, past returns are no guarantee of future returns. I was talking about an average appreciation of the S&P 500 index in the order of 7 to 10% per year. However, it may happen that the markets fall by minus 20% per year and this decline will last for several years. How to deal with the 4% rule in such an environment? If you mindlessly stick to 4% withdrawals per year, your portfolio will shrink to the point where withdrawals will no longer be enough to cover the basic necessities of life. The whole concept of 4% withdrawals will collapse and you will be left penniless in retirement. What should the investment mix of the portfolio look like to be covered by the 4% rule and at the same time limit the risk of running out of savings? First, in any case, you should diversify your portfolio sufficiently so that you don't end up with all investments only in the growth tech sector. As we see in the current 2023 recession, that bet hasn't paid off much. A diversified portfolio should be allocated to different sectors, different locations, different assets. And secondly, I think it's best to apply selection according to market conditions. If the markets are going to grow significantly, it is not a problem to withdraw even more than 4% per year, maybe 6% or 10%. However, if the stock markets drop significantly, reduce your withdrawals enough so that you don't affect the value of the portfolio too much and the portfolio can grow again in the following years. By no means is the 4% rule the golden grail. This is something to keep in mind. You still need to use your head when making investment decisions, but the 4% rule makes it a lot easier. The 4% portfolio withdrawal rate is closely related to the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. The FIRE movement focuses on achieving financial independence and retiring early. The goal is for individuals to have sufficient savings and investments that provide them with a stable passive income, so that they can afford to leave traditional employment and live the life they want. The 4% rule is one of the key strategies that supporters of the FIRE movement use to plan for their financial security. The FIRE movement uses the 4% rule as a core strategy for planning and achieving financial independence. Supporters of the FIRE movement strive to achieve a portfolio or investments large enough to allow them to withdraw 4% annually and thus provide a stable income in retirement. In this way, they are able to live a free life, pursue their interests and spend their time as they choose without being dependent on regular employment. Finally, let's note the basic differences between the Safe Withdrawal Rate and the 4% rule. Both of these concepts relate to the process of withdrawing money from an investment portfolio during retirement and come from the aforementioned author William Bengen. Safe Withdrawal Rate is a concept that focuses on determining a safe withdrawal rate from an investment portfolio that minimizes the risk of running out of savings during retirement. This rate is usually estimated based on historical returns and market conditions and takes into account various factors such as length of retirement, inflation, investment mix and risk profile. The safe withdrawal rate can vary for different people and situations. It is therefore a more holistic view of portfolio withdrawals. The safe withdrawal rate can also vary depending on the datasets used, historical periods and calculation methods. There are several studies and approaches to determine the safe withdrawal rate, such as the Trinity study, Bengen rules, Cape-based rules, etc. In contrast, the 4% rule is a simple guideline, which uses a fixed percentage to withdraw money from a portfolio. On the other hand, the safe withdrawal rate is more individually tailored and takes into account the specific factors and circumstances of the individual. Do you like the 4% withdrawal rule? I address the concept of wealthy retirement in other videos in the retirement playlist. I hope you enjoy the videos and learn something new. Knowing the 4% withdrawal rule can make it much easier to decide how to handle your savings and at the same time not worry too much about the future. Have fun, build your portfolio and invest wisely.